let's be clear what we mean by a voucher. Yes, it's a piece of paper that entitles the holder to a discount. A voucher can also be defined as a piece of paper that's exchanged for goods or services. When we talk of education, I much prefer the term scholarship. A scholarship is a grant made to support a student's education. Don't be fooled, ladies and gentlemen, into the negative team's use of terminology to devalue the meaning, the importance and the international success of vouchers. They'll label vouchers as the McDonald's approach to education. That's why I call education vouchers scholarships. Some ideas. It's all right, there's plenty more where I come from. They, scholarships, reward achievement and empower parents. They give our children the greatest gift of all, quality education. And they give parents the gift of choice. Now, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce myself in a slightly different capacity. Heather Roy, ACT Deputy Leader and Education Spokesman. And, if you'll allow me just a little latitude, Education Minister in the newly formed ACT National Government. I'm delighted to be here tonight to award to every child their education opportunity scholarship. There's one for you too, don't worry. These scholarships are to be awarded to every child, regardless of family income, because every child has the right to a quality education. No child should be left behind because of where he or she lives, or because of his parents' financial situation. This scholarship makes education first, last and always about children, not about governments and certainly not about bureaucrats. This scholarship increases the role of parents and decreases the role of Wellington, and that's a good thing, ladies and gentlemen. Parents have the right to send their children to the school of their choice. It's their money, their children, their future. These scholarships place much more emphasis on the role of teachers and open opportunities to them at the same time as diminishing the role of the Ministry of Education and bureaucrats. These scholarships mean that schools, like any business, will manage their own affairs without interference. The scholarship entitles children to a safe learning environment. Choice means parents can send their children to violence-free, drug-free schools. Schools that actually give them the ability to learn. Now tonight, I know CPR, it's all right. Tonight I'm awarding every New Zealand child a scholarship. And here it is. The Government of New Zealand is pleased to award an education scholarship to your child to attend the primary, intermediate and secondary schools of your choice to the value of $100,000. Mr. Minto is not really very up to date. Every secondary school child, Chris Carter told me this the other day, he's the Minister of Education, in case you didn't know. He told me the other day that every secondary school child gets $8,000, not $6,000, and every primary school child $5,500. Add up the 13 years of education, adjust for inflation, and you come to approximately $100,000. That's the base scholarship. There will be top-ups for those with special needs, those who are geographically isolated, and who might take cost a little more to educate.
No tax cuts.
Here's how it works. The cost we've got at the moment, we're having tax cuts courtesy of Labour, you didn't notice. Mrs. Jones has 4 children, all doing badly at school. She goes to see the principal, but he works for the state, not Mrs. Jones. He's paid by the state, not by Mrs. Jones. He has to satisfy the bureaucrats, not Mrs. Jones, so nothing changes. A few weasel words perhaps if she's lucky. With a scholarship, all of this would change. Mrs. Jones is now worth at $8,000 per secondary school child, $32,000 a year to the principal. His soothing noises no longer cut the mustard. Suddenly Mrs. Jones counts for something. The principal doesn't want her taking that $32,000 to the better school down the road, and so he has to lift the game in his school. Nothing wrong with that. In fact, the principal will be falling over himself to provide a better education service. And all we've done is changed the recipient. Mrs. Jones controls the money, and the school, to get it, has to earn it on merit performance. Overnight, Mrs. Jones has become rich. She has money in her children's education fund. She counts for something. Mother power replaces a whole army of education bureaucrats. And now, to the awards. Congratulations, Mr. Minto. Your child can go to the nearest school if you really believe that's the best one for him. And Ms. Nicholson, congratulations. Your boys don't have to go to Nainai College if you don't want them to. They can go to Wellington College.
What? Keep them away from the gangs?
Congratulations, sir. You can choose a specialist school for your children. Montessori, Rudolf Steiner. And Madam, your girls can go to Samuel Marsden if you want them to. Or Wellington High School if that's right for you. Congratulations to all New Zealand kids. Vouchers in their words, scholarships in mine. Give choice, the greatest gift of all. Our children deserve nothing less, ladies and gentlemen.